How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at an exclusive from Mattel Creations, their Virgil Abloh inspired He-Man figure titled Woman. So here on the cover of the package we have MOTU CO Virgil Abloh Woman, El Segundo, California, circa 2022. It comes with a certificate of authenticity, and it says, Masters of the Universe. This certifies that your He-Man MOTU in care of Virgil Abloh action figure was created through the collaborative efforts of the designers and artists at Mattel. So very cool. Quick look at the package itself. The color palette that we're looking at is called Monochromatic Nude. You have a pair of extra hands, a fist and the open hand, two weapon hands, the shield, and the power sword. Something that also pops out with this figure immediately is that the name of the figure is Woman. You know, so that's, you want to talk about like artistic pop and wow factor, the monochromatic nude tone and the name being Woman immediately contrast with everything that you thought you knew about He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe, So very, very artistic vibe immediately just at looking at him and getting familiar with his name and stuff like that. Let's get him out. All right, so this piece here is just a sleeve that contained a comic. So we see that chocolate brown again there on the logo for interpretation. A signature here that I can't really make out, and it says issue number 1. So I don't know if number 2, number 3, and number 4 are going to be Skelegod, Skeletor, and Battle Cat. So we'll look at this kind of like in a skim. I don't want to spoil it. And then here we have a card. All right, comic book time. Let's look at the end here. So we've got Evil Lynn. I don't know what's going on here, and I don't know what's going on here with this Skeletor either. So interesting. I didn't read the comic. That's why I don't know what's going on. Very cool. So it does say number 1. Props to all the artists, the writers, and this is from the Netflix series, it says here. So I don't know, is there going to be another series? There we go again. Woman. All right, let's get him out. Immediate impression out the package with this guy. It's striking because of the monochromatic nude color. It looks like chocolate, but it also is clearly up close a dark brown flesh tone. So they accomplished that also without it looking plasticky, if that's even a word, plasticky. Really, really nice. I'm noticing that all of the elements on this He-Man are exactly the same. The bracer, the belt, the loincloth here is the softest loincloth, I dare to say, of any He-Man we've received so far. And this is the likeness of the very first Revelation He-Man that we got in the Masterverse line. So we'll jump into a very quick comparison of that. Side by side here, looking at the original and initial He-Man release, we can see that all of the elements are the same. The harness, everything is identical. The hair molds, the sculpt on the face portrait. It is the identical figure, all done in monochromatic nude and named artistically Woman. Really, really well done. Reverse side there. Let's look at his accessories really quickly. So we get the same shield with the very nice grips. And we've got the fist on the right hand, which does not have a vertical hinge. And you don't need that for a closed fist, I guess, even though it can't hurt. But you also don't have a vertical hinge on the power sword hand on the right, and you don't have one either on the left. So just a note on that, your handshake, your high five, your talk to the hand, very dope. So a quick once over of articulation with, oh wait, I almost forgot. The chocolate brown monochromatic nude power sword. And a nice touch here, instead of it all just being one, flat plastic, you have a flat nude brown here, and then you have a gloss nude brown for the blade. He does not have a sheath for the weapon, so I'm kind of like And as we saw, that was the same with the initial release He-Man. Looking at articulation, pretty decent down. Way to go. Up. You know, he's not going to look too far up, but he does have a slight upward gaze. You're going to get a little bit of tilt to either side, and you'll get your rotation. Got your 90 degrees. At the shoulder, you've got rotation. You've got swivel again also at the bicep. You do have your double jointed pinless elbows. So that's really, really cool. And as I mentioned, the hinges at the wrists are horizontal, no vertical hinges. You do have that really great wobble here at the upper torso, diaphragm cut. You've got some twist, but not full rotation. And you do have your rotation there, full swivel at the waist. You have a generous split with a cut at the thigh. You've got your pinless knees. You've got the swivel at the boot cut. You've got some great toe down and some generous toe up. You've got your ankle rockers. So let's jump in really quickly to maybe one or two action poses in play, because this is a dope fig and he has a melee weapon, so you know what's coming up next. Here we have Woman. Really, really, really cool, man. Look at the other side. And you can't go wrong with the iconic pose of Conan. Heck yeah. Quick look at halfway step towards customizing our Woman He-Man action figure. I've put the bracers from the traditional original He-Man release on him. I've also put the harness. I've given him the original power sword that came with this He-Man figure, just because the brown is almost a perfect match. And I like how the silver pops and just accents all the other deep chocolate brown tones throughout. Very, very nice. Again, you would do some customizing here on the eyes, maybe a little hair wash, some black on the hair. Another quick swap that I did while I was messing around was this Savage He-Man swap. So I put the Virgil Abloh pieces on our Savage He-Man. It's not a perfect match for the loincloth, but that's okay. I'm all right with that. But tons of customizing options if you got the parts for it. And I really dig this Savage He-Man look. No question about it. Let's go ahead and jump into two themed comparisons for today. All right, for our first themed comparison today, we're going to go ahead and share every single He-Man that we have in the Masterverse so far, once again. And today we have a new addition in our Virgil Abloh He-Man. So let's jump right into that. We've already seen Savage He-Man. We've seen previously our CGI He-Man. We have our Battle Armor He-Man, and I'll give you a side-by-side there. And we've seen our Masterverse Revelation side-by-side there. I'll also bring out one of my favorites in the Masterverse line in terms of a new iteration of He-Man, the new Eternia He-Man. And I've got him here with a swapped out Origins head, another great He-Man. And he has some really great accent pieces here, specifically in the boots, I think, and maybe even here with the bracers that you might want to complement if you're doing a custom. Next up, I will bring out Masterverse Deluxe He-Man. It is popping in hand and on the camera. Beautiful stuff. We'll go ahead and get our not Dolph Lundgren He-Man back here. Last but not least, in the Masterverse line, we've also gotten our 40th anniversary He-Man. This is the deluxe version that came with Skeletor. And we got a new upper torso piece here with these extra buff pecs. So very, very cool. And a new abdomen also. This harness would look great. That silver and the orange would also look absolutely great. Very, very dope there. So far, we've gotten 2, 4, 6, 8 He-Men in the Masterverse line. And we still haven't gotten Thunder Punch, Flying Fists, Slime Pit, 2000X. Help me out in the comments. What other He-Men can we expect in the Masterverse line? And thinking about Slime Pit, I'd love to see a translucent red He-Man. Somebody make that up. And I'd love to see a translucent purple He-Man. Somebody make that up for sure. And now let's jump into theme comparison number 2. So I'll immediately bring out the new King Grayskull. Next up, I will bring out Roadblock. So very, very dope. We will get Roadblock back here. Next up, I will bring out the Origins Sunman, and we'll get him over here since he's a bit on the small scale. Next up, I will bring out Nick Fury, aka Sam Jackson, and we'll park him over here. I'm gonna bring out, and if you're not familiar with Mythic Legions, I mean, these are just gorgeously sculpted and designed figures. His hair here in the back is super pliable in the lower piece. Beautiful, beautiful figure. I will bring out another Mythic Legions, one of my first Mythic Legions figures ever, and this is Calavius, the Gladiator. And this dude is a beast, man. He has another helmet, and he is an absolute beast. I will bring out one of my first Mezco figures, and if you've ever seen any of my videos, you've seen him many, many times. King T'Challa, Black Panther. We'll bring him over here. I'll also bring out in the Black Panther universe my Killmonger figure, and I think this guy was just superbly well designed and sculpted by the people at Hasbro, and kudos to them. Pistol in the holster there. I mean, very, very just superbly decked out fig. I want to bring out Nakia, also from the Black Panther universe, and that is a beautifully sculpted representation of the lovely actress who played Nakia in the film, and this is a superb action figure. We'll set Nakia right over here. Very, very dope. Final thoughts. I think it's a dope figure. It is 110% an artistic piece. It is not a standard action figure, although I think we did see today in the video that you can customize the heck out of this figure. You have a really great standard buck prototypical figure that you can use to make your own custom He-Man or any number of figures that you'd like using the pop and swappable parts from this line. So I think that's totally awesome. But as an artistic piece, something on your shelf that I will keep inside of the plastic case, I think it's a great conversation starter. And the fact that we're getting such a great artistic cut on him, I think is awesome. I think it's a great addition to my collection, and he makes a great 8th He-Man in the Masterverse line so far, in my opinion. Heck yeah, super dope stuff, man. As always, everybody, it is a lot of fun to take the time out and share the experience of collecting toys as an adult, and I hope you're able to keep coming back and share some experiences too. Until next time, you have the power.